storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.
And Storm Chasers, we are back with another episode with the lovely Dr. Linda Salvin, psychic, metaphysician, radio psychic, creator and owner, founder of Wicks of Wisdom Candles. What don't you do? What don't you do at this point?
I'm going to be honest. I don't worry about my father anymore. Because as you know, my father passed away 2 months ago yesterday.
Yes.
And I want your audience to know, because I pump you up a lot. Thank you for re-inviting me back. Storm has walked me through the last 6-7 months of this year, from when my father fell in January on my birthday. And then he was in and out of 7 different rehabs and memory care and nursing facilities. He broke his hip and he broke his arm. And there'd be times I'd be talking to Storm after hours. Oh, I'm on my way to see my dad. I'm on my way to see my dad. And we would talk about, we don't know what's going to happen. And then I left for India in May. I was honored in India, Mumbai, for 3 weeks. I did a YouTube show that you can see at the ftpshow.com. Storm's one of the sponsors. I was on billboards. Storm's logo was on the billboard. But during the whole time I was gone, I was worried about my father. Is he going to make it? Because I said, either you die now or you wait till I get back. And he waited till I got back, and 10 days later he passed. I'm just now, 2 months later, coming out of the worst of the grief. Grief is very real, people, and grief is something that you can't, it's not tangible. You don't know when it's going to hit, how it's going to hit, if you're going to stay in bed, if you're going to be super active like I was, and then you crash. Everybody deals differently. But Storm had been there almost 3-4 times a week. We would talk, text, whatever, how you doing? How's your dad? Oh gosh, he passed away. Okay, how you doing? Then everybody would back off. And even Storm said, I wasn't sure to contact you, give you some space. It's a weird, weird ride. Spiritually, it's real. Spiritually, my dad and my mother are now in the dining in the den in a box because they're cremated. So I sent Storm a picture of, like, here are my parents. I saved some of the ashes my dad gave me when we lost my mom 16 years ago. Now I've got him in a box. And I'm going to take him out to the desert on my way to Vegas next week after the memorial and let them fly, because they had spent their honeymoon in 1950 in Vegas, and my grandparents and my aunt on my dad's side are buried up there. So we all lived up there. So I think it'd be a good send off to let them go to Vegas. But how I am today is normal, fine, okay, going through stuff. My sister doesn't want any. I'm doing the heavy lifting of going through all the pictures, all the stuff to donate, maybe sell some things, give some things away. It's the end. And we always think that life goes forever. It doesn't. Now, you've had your losses this year as well. I don't want to be morbid this whole show, or not, but it's part of life.
No, it's been a year of a lot of death, believe it or not.
Celebrities, personal, yes.
Unexpected too. Unexpected. Yeah.
Young people, older people. Yeah. Well, you lost 2 members of your family.
Yeah. One to a heart attack and the other to a stroke. So, I don't know. And they were relatively young. One was 38, the other was 51.
So they're both young. I'm 71. My dad was 95. Thank God he lived a long life. Thank God he had a quality life. But no matter what time or age we are, when we go, we go. So somebody's being affected, whether it's the parents, the friends, the other relatives, co-workers. You don't know who you've touched along the way.
It's very true. One of them actually died at work. He dropped dead at work. It's like,
just like you see people in some of the YouTubes where they're at a podium and they just fall over, or they're on a newscast and they fall over. I don't want to get into what I think causes that, but there's controversy as to what's causing a lot of premature passing. You know, it's hard, but I'm going to thank you for being there and being supportive. You have been an amazing friend through all of this. And some of the people I really thought were going to step up didn't at all. And I got to see who my support team has been this time around. Things change always. You know, people pop up, I'm sorry, then they disappear, or others I thought, like my cousin, disappeared. Never even heard from her. Maybe 3 words. It's just people are strange. Jim Morrison said that. But that's how I've been. This has been a very weird year because even though I was in India and filming the show and doing keynotes inside, I was upset. I was worried. I was in pain. I was concerned about, is he going to make it at least till I get back? And then how long will that be? But it was 10 days and then he let go. And when you watch a person waste away, my dad might have been 70 to 100 pounds by the time they took his body, and he was cremated. But this was a man that traveled around had a full life with my mom and girlfriends after my mom passed, and 3 daughters, a granddaughter, a huge thriving business when he was young, and he gone. He's just gone. I can hear him. I have certain memories, of course, but it's final. He is gone. So it's been heavy. Yeah. I don't know how else to explain it. The beautiful part is, and I don't think I've been on the show since, around April, I don't know if it was Passover, Easter, around those weekends, he was at a memory care facility and I took a picture with the light on, and then something said take another picture as the light was turned off, and you could see the 2 white lights coming down, one over my dad and one you could see the silhouette of my mother's spirit laying right next to him. So I know spiritually he's on the other side. I know she came to get him, and I'm getting chills as I repeat this story, and at some point down the road maybe we can put the picture up and show people what it really looks like. But my uncle was there, and one of my dad's cats was in this photo, but so that gives me comfort. And as a medium, I know they're on the other side. I know there's life after death. But I still hurt because I'm human.
Of course. Of course. And you have to go through your own stages of grief and just be patient with yourself.
You have to be patient. I'm not being self-destructive. I'm not drinking, overeating. I don't do drugs. I mean, I'm sober almost 40 years. So people act.
I know, but wouldn't it be great right now if you could just have a drink?
Kahlua, a couple cigarettes, and a joint. I'd be great.
You have to deal with this the healthy way. It's even worse.
Yeah, so I sleep. I was sleeping a lot. But on the other flip side is your predictions from me over the years is coming true to the point of ecstatic new beginnings for Storm Monroe, everybody. A month from now, he's going to be in, where are you going to be?
Somewhere in the world. It's so many of your predictions that came true. You originally said September, and then I tried to go in April, and then I had a funeral to go to, so couldn't do that.
Yeah, when your cousin passed away.
Right. Yeah, April 12th. Yeah.
So let's just talk about that for a moment, because when you have a prediction, and then people say, "Well, it didn't happen." Well, did you let it unfold as predicted, or did you try to manipulate something in between, or did you turn left? When Storm said, "No, I'm going to go now," it's okay, but we forgot what the original prediction was. But I said, I still see something in the fall. And then all this, as we say in Jewish, mishigas, craziness happened, and he didn't go. He goes, "I'm not going to say anything until I'm going to go." I said, okay. And then he finds old notes from even 4 years ago. "I see you by water. I know you're going to be traveling." And then this year I said, "Nope. I think it's around September, October." Well, I see your future, dude. I can see the woman coming in who you don't believe you're going to get married. Yes, people, he's going to meet her there. He's had confirmation from another psychic saying the same thing. So when you start getting bookended predictions, it's going to happen however time it takes place. It's not going to be now.
Right.
You got to get your feet wet, get grounded, figure out where you're going to be. But your whole life's going to change.
You and this woman. Where is this magical woman? I don't think she exists, Linda.
Oh, she does. You're just still here. I haven't been wrong yet. When you think about it, even with the donuts, we'll talk about that. Right? Not just chocolate-covered donuts either, people, with sprinkles. This is...
No, you definitely... You called that. I'll never forget. You said, "Storm, I'm seeing oral sex. He really wants to have oral sex with you." And then he said it on his show.
You thought I was nuts.
No, that freaked me out, because You said it like you said it to me on a Tuesday. He said it out loud on like a Thursday.
And I didn't even know who he was. I just picked something up. You said there's this weird person, blah, blah, blah. And I just went right into the sexual stuff. And now he's in jail because he beat somebody up and he's got a track record and all this. But before the way I read people, like Storm just said, there's this person, blah, blah, blah. And I get a name and I just go.
Started to really pop off for me around September. What is up with me in September, actually? I
don't know, but I guess you're a Taurus, and so your opposite might be Virgo. Well, your actual opposite is Scorpio, but you're coming into that fall time where it seems to be your fresh starts and new beginnings. You're like me. You're a fall vibrating person. Okay. I'm a January person. I'm Capricorn, but I love the fall. For some reason, I do my best in fall and winter. And
okay, me too.
I don't think it's specific, but earth signs seem to gravitate towards the change. Fall is letting go of the seasons, and all the leaves turn colors, and they drop before winter freeze, and then it's springtime again. I do best in the fall. But you're moving, you're leaving, you're leaving on a jet plane, and you'll come back just to pack it up and get out of here. But yeah, Storm through the years has had, as you know, has been tantalized or bullied online, and many of them have fallen to the wayside, lost their money, lost their show. He'd say, "Oh, guess what happened to this one? This one got busted, or this one's in jail, or this did that." I said, "Well, I told you this, I told you that," and I get these little text messages. "You were right. She's this, she's that." Guess what I found out? We'd start laughing because I'm 3 weeks, 6 months ahead of it, and then it happens. That's being a psychic.
It's crazy. It's crazy how it all panned out. But you're convinced I'm moving. You're convinced.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're going to set roots. You're going to have you're going to get married and have babies. Baby Storms.
But do you understand? That's going to be a totally different person because I'm not in that mindset.
No kidding. No,
like I don't want children. I don't want to be married. So who is this person that's going to take me? Because I mean,
soulmate. When you fall in love, you will have your soulmate, and all of this gibberish will go out the window. And you can tag this show for August 3rd, 2025, and in 2029, we'll say, "Ha ha ha! Remember?"
I guess I don't know. I can't see. I can't even imagine.
Try to figure it out. No, because you're not there yet. Any more than you can imagine, he wanted to give you a blowjob. Right? Different oils, herbs, powders, parchment paper. And I teach you how to become your own alchemist. Now, I know on all the different platforms from TikTok and Instagram, there's hundreds of candle magic lines out there now. Everybody's into candle magic. Everybody's a psychic. Well, when I started in 1994, it wasn't that way. I was one of the commodities. And then when Wicks of Wisdom came around, there might have been 5 good candle company, candle magic lines that were out there. Now there are a dime a dozen. However, Storm will testify that mine still work differently than the other lines out there. Not that they're not good. These are just better and more real. They're happening, but things will happen 3 to 10 times stronger and quicker. But they work. Whether the lawsuits, I kept 2 people out of 2 women from 2 different states, one in California and one in Georgia, where they were both facing 20 years in jail for what they had, the crimes they committed. Both of them got let go because of all the candles we burned. I've had people meet their soulmates, get married. I've had people get divorced. I've had people grow their business. I've had people heal from certain ailments that doctors can take so far. And then I kind of helped with the health and wellness. It's alleged, people. There's no promise. We had one girl from your show, burned 1 set of candles and really hated me because she didn't get a show like the Kardashians after 1 set of candles. God. Remember that story? Remember that? How come I didn't get a TV show? Well, it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't. If it worked that way, we would all have a fucking TV show. Oh, yeah. God, I hate that. That gets me. Or why didn't he call me? He doesn't love you.
Yeah, well, why doesn't he love me?
Because he doesn't.
Did he fall out of love? How could he fall out of love? And I've got one girl, poor thing. I kept saying, "Yeah, you guys are sexually great together." And then now that he's backing it up, she goes, "But you said we were sexually great." I said, "Yeah, you are, but it doesn't mean he's in love with you. Love and sex are not the same. You can screw the guy for years and he doesn't love you. What do you mean?" I'm like, okay, enough. Or somebody calls and say, "Well, what are his thoughts and feelings about me?" And sometimes I'll just say, well, it's flatlining. There isn't anything. He's not sitting and obsessing on you like you are him. Well, why? I can feel him. I said, well, yeah, you can feel him thinking about you, but he's not taking action to pursue you.
Exactly.
So, it hurts and people hate me because I tell the truth, but if I don't see it, it's not there. I've got people calling and testimony after testimony, day after day. You can find me on Keen.com at Linda's Spirit and go read the testimonies there. Go on lindasalvin.com. I'm everywhere. But if it's real and I feel it or it's meant to be, I won't stop giving you the predictions. I'm the flashlight on your path to say, oh, do this, do that. Even when Storm was supposed to go to Ghana back in the springtime, I said, are you going? Yeah, I am. So
okay. Yeah, because I moved it up. Yep.
Remember how I made that call and my voice was like, okay. I was kind of, are you going? Okay, have fun. Oh, I'm not going. It's like, really?
But it ended up working out because then my cousin died and I didn't want to miss that funeral. That would have been
awful. It's not just that, but you were being blocked. When we get obstacles or you can't sign on to the internet or you can't communicate with somebody and you keep knocking on doors and the doors don't open or you can't get funding or whatever is going on, when it's delay, you're probably on the wrong path. When the doors open, you're supposed to be going in that direction. That's the synchronicity and the beauty of life, and things just sort of fall into place.
And with this, Linda, the thing on camera, Dr. Linda, but
please.
But the thing about this, I'm not scared. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm excited. I'm anxious, but I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm going. And it is just like I'm going halfway across the world. Like,
yeah,
whatever.
You are. If you think back to a year ago, we were talking about me going to Dubai, and it was like so far away. Then December came, and I spent a week and a half in Dubai. It's like, I'm in Dubai. I was in Dubai. Then they asked me to do this thing in India. It's like, India. I never thought of going to India. But I spent 3 weeks in Mumbai, and you were kind of along with me because you were one of the sponsors of the show and everything that happened. And he's going to be getting a plaque and an acknowledgement. We'll have to come show it off on the show. Show what
I couldn't give a lot, but whatever I could.
It's going to be kind of like what I got back here from the Fortuna Group. You're going to get a plaque.
But we made it to India. We made it to India.
We got to India, SM. Yep. Monroe was on a billboard twice, and with Life with Linda, as well as with the sponsorship of the Fortuna. And then just this past month on 4th of July weekend, we were also on a billboard in Times Square.
We were. That's a good point.
Yes, we were. We were on Times Square. They flew me to New York, and they were promoting Life with Linda. And in the corner, you see the logo of Storm Monroe. So Storm has been with me through this whole process of what's been going on with me being acknowledged more as a health educator, spiritualist, and I'm now working with Hare Krishnas. The top of the chain have come to me. So people, I know my stuff spiritually, and you're all at different levels of spirituality. I know you're all over the internet looking for answers, and you think that's your guru and this is the one that knows, but be careful because it's saturated. Now you don't know who to trust or believe, but you will know when things start happening or it falls into place or your own journey expands and you're in good hands. Storm has talked to many people through the years, and some gave great advice. Some things never happened, and other things blow your mind, like anybody else.
Yeah, and some things corroborated what you had already said. And then some people were saying things, and I didn't ask because spiritual people just start talking, and and I'm like, oh, Linda said that. Oh, okay, I got to tell Linda that.
Yeah, I get a text at 11 o'clock at night. Oh, you got to hear this one. It's like, oh, hello, and then I just pick up the phone and send a text, and my thumbs hurt. So but the truth is, if it's right, it's right. It's going to happen, and exactly. You're going to have an amazing journey over in God. You're going to feel right at home. You're going to get off the plane. It's not going to be like, ugh. No, you're going to be like I said, like a kid in a candy store, like a bull in a china store. You're going to be so excited. New neighborhoods, new food joints, new people. It's a whole new world. You're going to be in awe.
Also, healthier foods. That's what I'm excited about too.
Well, you're not going to be eating. Yeah, you're not going to eat all of the crap that we serve here in the States. Yeah. Food is very fresh outside the United States without all the different elements and the chemicals that we put in our food because of the pesticides and the glyphosates and all the dyes, and Kennedy's trying to get rid of all of that because of the preservatives. When you go out of the country, like even in Jamaica, when I was there, about 10 years ago, the chicken was so fresh because they don't have the same hormonal injections that we have. Or you drink Coke, even Coca-Cola over there is fresher because it has fewer chemicals. There's lists all over the internet as to what country has what from a certain brand. And then you look at us, we're like this long of an ingredient list, and everybody else is like this.
And we don't understand that a lot of the weight problems that we deal with over here, it's a reaction to the chemicals. It's not even the food itself.
No, it's the reaction to the chemicals that is causing obesity, addiction, because your cravings are up because they're putting something in where you can't just eat one cookie. You got to have the whole bag. You can't eat one spoonful of ice cream. You got to have all the sugar. So you're eating a whole half a gallon before you in a day or so. Or you can't have just one cheeseburger because there's sugar in the buns, people. There's sugar in the French fries. There's sugar. Just like with smoking cigarettes. We talked about this a long time ago. I've been off cigarettes now 24 years. I stopped, but people don't realize that the filters of your cigarettes are cured in sugar. So when you stop smoking, not only are you dealing with the nicotine withdrawal and try to fill up your lungs to get that feeling of smoke and the nicotine rush, but then you're eating carbs and sugars to fill up because you're addicted to the sugar in the filter. So there's another stimulant with the dopamine and everything going on in your brain going, where's my sugar fix? Not just the nicotine and tobacco. It's not tobacco as much as the nicotine and all the arsenic and all the other chemicals in the cigarette. So the way the system works in the United States especially is keep you sick so you can be a part of the medical wheel to keep you going. When if you go more holistic at times, you're going to probably beat the system in many ways and heal yourself. If you know which nutrients to take and which like I promote Purium or I promote the DNA nutrition. There's different products out there that I have found, that I endorse, that I submit to, that I myself take because I've done all the other things. And sometimes just taking something based on my own DNA has kept me more healthy in the last 5 years than I can remember even prior, because what it does is it feeds my genes. And Storm and I have talked about this in the past. You get a test and you see what genes that you've inherited from your family. And what this does is feed the genes the proper nutrition so that your ailments that was inherited from your mother and father or your grandparents heal within 3 years. And if you want to get pregnant, you cannot pass it on to your unborn child because you're nutritionally feeding your body properly. So health and wellness is something I've obviously been a part of for my whole life and my career and my degrees and everything, but it's to enlighten people that there's an option to feel better. I'm not feeling good all the time. I get depressed. I get overwhelmed. I just go through grief. I couldn't function for a couple of months, but I kept going, or I'd still take something to keep my body healthy. People, you have an option. You have a choice. We only have one life, and we have to take care of our bodies. Right. Excuse me. We are in this body for the journey, we have emotional and mental challenges. We have different stressors. We have different locations. We have different relationships, of course. So each one takes us to a different place. But when it all stops and you get out of the noise and you just settle again, it's still you. I think I was about 26 when I realized I had the same freckles. I was waiting to turn into this adult. And then I realized I was the adult. And it's still the same freckles on my hands I had as arms as a kid. And I finally figured it out. Oh my God, I'm just getting older. It's weird when you grow. It's strange growing up. When you're a kid, you have one idea of what life is. And all of a sudden you're a teenager, and then your body and the hormones, and then you become a young adult.
I thought my adult life was going to be like the show Friends, and it is not. You may not. I feel like life changed after 9/11.
Yes.
Life changed after 2008.
Yes.
The financial crisis.
The financial crisis.
And then after COVID, it's like we're in America, but it feels like everything is dead. Do you know?
It is. Yeah. There's no real energy. We are kind of numb.
Yeah.
We're numb. When we were younger, like in the 1900s, in the other century, there was a vibration. There was an energy of excitement. We all could connect. We could all come together. You could get turned on more sexually, more intellectually, more financially. There was a stimulation. You wanted to go to a ball game. We can still go to a ball game now, for example, but there's more of a complacency. There's more of a, like a blanket of, it's smooth. There's not a whole up and down feeling where you know you're experiencing life or even climate. I don't know. I've become more immune to hot and cold. I just sort of show up and it is what it is. It's as, oh, what's the weather today? I don't care what the weather is. It is what it is. You know, I can't change
whatever.
it. Yeah. Do I need a coat or do I need to be sleeveless today? It's just, it's different, but you're correct. 9/11 shocked us. I remember that I was with my boyfriend at the time. My mom called to say that we were attacked. I said, what do you mean? I turned on the TV and there we were on fire. Later on, you hear the conspiracies that it was an inside job, blah, blah, blah. But even if it was, why kill almost 4,000 people and why shock us forever? And the thing that hurts me about that, you still hear the stories of the first offender, not offenders. What are they? The people
first
that go
offenders.
The people, my brain. It's like all the paramedics and the firefighters and everybody. They're still dying.
Oh, first responders. There we go.
Sorry, I'm in another world, obviously. But the first responders have died of lung cancer, especially from asbestosis, especially from different lung diseases, because they inhaled all that garbage that came in from the buildings. And every time I spill something here at the house, I think, oh God, look at this mess. But then I think back to what did they clean up in downtown New York? So it takes me 5 minutes to clean up my mess when I think of these men and women that sacrificed their lives for the people that lost their lives or were affected by 9/11. Yes, that was the first big hit. But when we had the financial fall and everybody lost their homes, their mortgages, their buildings.
It was so bad.
And the depression and fear of economics. A lot of people benefited in the real estate industry because they were behind the scenes manipulating it, but most average people lost.
And I did know some people that bought homes for like dirt cheap. I mean, dirt cheap. But I remember because in 2008, I was 15. I could not get a job. It was so bad. And then it even rolled over into 2009. I was 16. I remember I tried to get a job at like Wendy's or something like that. And it was like nothing but like old people working there.
To you, they were old people. They might have been in their 20s.
Yeah, but they had like real bills. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you were still a kid, but still you were out there. But that was a whole nother shift. A friend of mine's brother-in-law owned the Fannie Mae. And they were the Countrywide were the people behind the whole thing with the fake. They were giving everybody mortgages when nobody could even afford a mortgage. And then when it all crashed and all the bankruptcies and the buyouts with the auto industry, I mean, it was a really difficult time for a lot of people. Then fast forward when we had lockdown. This is where we've really numbed or succumbed to this one world order energy where we're kind of like on the people mover at Disneyland. We're just sort of like going through life now. Yes, there's ups and downs. Yes, my dad died. Yes, I've traveled. Yes, I'm here. Yes, I get excited. No, and then same thing with you. It's like it's not just maturing. There is like a flatlining thing, you know, even if you go to a premiere on a red carpet, it's not as loud. The wowness seems to be gone.
I agree.
I think we talked about this 5 years ago about lockdown, which we now know was a ploy against humanity. We're halfway through the shift from 2020 to 2030. We're in 2025 right now, and we're really bottoming out in many ways while things are changing politically, economically, socially, religiously, the wars, the anti-Semitism, the racial shit. It just gets worse rather than better. Like, for what? This is not a peaceful planet. It is a warrior planet, but our job is to try to bring peace. There was a prophet named Kim Clement who prophesized everything we're going through right now was prophesized in 2002 to 2015 before Trump even hit the market or the airwaves. And it's all out there. We're living it. The fires we had here in January of 2025 is in the prophecy. He said something about the drought in California, and gold statues. Well, the fires hit on January 7th, and January 5th, we had the Golden Globe Awards. So here's the gold statue, and then the drought, which we turned into fire here in LA, just like we had in Lahaina and in Paradise, California. Personally, I think it's all weaponry. They've always started falsely. It's not, they're not natural fires. They're look what's happening around the world. Turkey's been on fire. Greece has been on fire. Certain different states again are on fire. The world's changing. The world's changing. It's always changing, but we're still here. We're still here. I believe you have to keep your God self in line with your higher power, God, whatever you call that thing out there, and keep faith. And there's a lot of difficulty in struggling to keep going through this maze of unknowingness. We used to be able to make a goal and go for it, and it's looked different. Dreams coming true. Once you're there, you're still going to be excited, and you're also calmer about knowing you're okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. I mean, I've done a lot of research. Yeah.
He's always saying, look at this apartment, look at this hotel, look at this neighborhood, look at this house, look at this. I mean, you could be a realtor over there. You know the neighborhood already.
I mean, my goal is to go over there and become a celebrity. I don't know how, but hey,
it's going to happen.
You know. Yeah.
You'll live the high life. But yes, we're in this little bubble until all of the shift takes place by 2030. A lot of great things are happening for people. A lot of people are going to die off. A lot of new beginnings. There's still new technology. Life goes on. You know, my mom's dead. My dad's dead. But life is still here. The planet goes on, regardless if you're alive or not. Life goes on. They'll reincarnate, whatever they're going to do. At least they're together. But it's just, I got scared. Like, what am I going to do now? My both parents are gone. There's no one to take care of me or guide me. Well, God guides me and takes care of me, but my family unit has shifted. Just like when you're a kid and you watch a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle, the generations keep changing. And I'm just like, why? Why are we even here? You know, you live this great life, then you're in a box. It makes no sense.
It's like, you're in a box. Or you're in the coffin, and then people go through your shit, and they go, "Okay, we'll keep this, and I want that," or throw that out, and
that's it.
That's it.
You have your time, and you're gone. Poof, it's gone. 95 years. All of a sudden, he always loved being born in 1929, and was real proud of him. And he played football for USC, and he was a merchant marine, and he established businesses. He was very successful and funny, and had his moods and his attitude like anybody else, but he lived a good life. Yeah. And now it's gone. It's just over. It's over. I'll still blame his girlfriend. Did you hear that, Barbara? We had told this woman, please put rails on the bed. He's going to fall out. And she goes, he doesn't move. Well, he fell out on my birthday, January 12th. And the last thing he was more or less cognitive of, was I fell, hit my head and one of my elbows. That was on my 71st birthday. So that's one thing that I get to remember on my birthday, was the demise of the beginning of the end for my father. Because especially at that age, he didn't have the strength for physical therapy and to start pushing to heal. And I even gave him permission. I said, Dad, if you don't want to fight, you're never going to walk again. But this might be it. And it was. It was done. He was ready. But he earned it. We all earn it. But not all of us deserve to die young. Why? Yeah. There's no rhyme or reason. I don't have answers for that as to when God takes somebody, whether it's a 2-month-old child or a 3-hour-old child or a 95-year-old man. My mom was 78. Who knows?
Who knows? We just know we're here now.
We're here now, and we're helping other people, entertaining people. You know, Weeks of Wisdom work. People, Storm will attest. I'm a true psychic.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, you are.
I know my stuff. And I'm here to help. But you're not going to get the help if you don't apply some of the information to you. You know, it's like God steers, he does not row. I'll give you what to look for. Just like, oh, I see you going near water. I see you leaving around September. Listen to the predictions and watch yourself walk into it with all the obstacles and the maze that you have to run through like a rat going through the maze looking for the cheese, But you'll get there if you're supposed to. Otherwise, you're going to turn left and go on a different journey altogether.
Exactly. You got a good point. I'm just telling you guys, I still don't know about
the woman. I knew you were going to say that.
I don't know. I don't know.
I do.
I'm so tempted to ask you, what does her name start with? I'm so tempted.
I don't know. I don't have a name on her, but I can see the long black hair. And I can, I told you she's got a similar skin tone as you, because some are darker, some are lighter, but she's similar to you in tone. Okay. But, and she's about 1.5 inches, 2 inches shorter than you. I'm not going to say she's super skinny model type, but I'm not going to say she's a chunky lady either, but you're going to be like, what? It's going to hit you in a way like, not like, oh my God, this must be it, but you'll meet, you might become friends first. You might not even be attracted at first. And something she says, or a pair of shoes she's wearing, or the jewelry something's going to hit you. Like I just said, the shoes, the voice, the jewelry, something's going to ring true. And you're going to get this vibe inside you, Storm, like, what the fuck is this? Whoa. Oh my God, Linda was right. So-and-so was right. Oh my God, this can't be. Because you're going to start feeling something you've never felt. And when that soul is stimulated and there's a soul mate, you cannot escape it. It's not obsession. There's a big difference between obsessive love and true love.
I've never felt none of that, so I couldn't tell you.
Not yet. Deal with that. I can deal with that. It's not like you're going to get me at 3:00 in the morning because you can't sleep. And the time frame will be okay. I got a friend in England. She called today, but we're like 8 hours different. So we got to plan it. But yeah, when it hits, you're going to go, is this it? You think it's this one? But then there's going to come a time like, oh my God, you were right again, Dr. Linda. I can't believe It's only 2025. I give you to 26, 27, 28. Probably by 29, you might be a dad by then.
Allegedly, that's what they say. I tell you what, if you're right, I'll fly you out first class to the wedding. If you're right,
okay.
You got my word.
Thank you.
I can do that. I can do that at least. I won't make you marry us, but you come be a guest.
Yeah, no, I can see you all dressed up in green and emeralds and different beautiful suits of various colors, indigenous to the community, the country. She will be, well, she's a native, born and raised.
Really? She's not going to be an expat.
No, she's not going to be. I was just going to say she's not from the States that happens to have relocated like you. I don't think so. I think you're going to find one whose native country is. Just remember, August 3rd, 2025, we'll replay this. Maybe when you send me the copy, I'll store it somewhere. I'll say Storm's wedding prediction. It's called a mitzvah. Let me show you this. You can't really see it, but I had an ID bracelet from 1968 when I was 14 years old. My boyfriend, Jay, had given me his ID bracelet when we started high school and going steady. We stayed friends most of our lives. This is a mitzvah. It's half of a heart.
Oh, he has the other half.
I had the other half.
Oh.
This is, I found his son, and his son lives in North Carolina, and I sent his son the ID bracelet. Jay died in 2010. Okay. Jay died in 2010. And I had his ID bracelet from 1968. And I thought I'll find his son and send him the ID bracelet. I didn't need it. So we ended up on Zoom about a month ago. And he said, I have something that my dad kept of yours. And on the back, it says, peace and love forever and always. Linny, that's my nickname, 6/18/70. That's 55 years ago.
Wow.
He held on to the mitzvah. Mine said the same, only with Jay's name. Love Jay. I threw it away probably in the 70s or 80s. I don't remember. I don't have it. But as soon as his son said, oh, there was a necklace, it all came back. So the synchronicity of me giving his son an ID bracelet, he had no clue about his dad's past. I showed him pictures when we were 14 and 15 years old. It's the synchronicity, it's the pattern, it's the love, it's the movement of energy. So in exchange for the ID bracelet that I didn't need anymore to give to the son, I got back something I gave Jay from me in 1970. The other half, it means protection of the Lord, even in separation. You can read about it online, but it's just the synchronicity of how things flow. So 55 years later, I get it back, not knowing that he even kept it. Like I said, he died of a heart attack in 2010.
Wow.
15 years ago. Yeah. But I last saw him in the late 90s because he kept asking me to marry him all through life, and I just never did. But it's not the point. It was just somebody who was on my journey for 50 years, 40 years, whatever.
But isn't that something how you can have a friend and you're like, we could be married. We're not romantic, but I could marry you, but we can't.
You just never know what's going to happen. Look up Mizpah online.
Yeah, that's really nice.
The other half is PAH, Mizpah. So, yeah, that is kind of cool. When I was in New York, I couldn't get a cab or a Uber back from when I went down to the river to watch the fireworks. I got to see the Macy fireworks. And I met this guy sitting on a step. He was 25 years old. I'm always finding young people. But we ended up, I got nervous, like, oh my God, he's going to pull out a knife. Is he okay? Am I going to be safe if I sit on the step trying to figure out these apps to get to where I need to go? So he sees my jewels on my bracelets and he pulls out a big amethyst rock. And we start talking about spirituality and metaphysics. Long story short, we took a subway train to the, we ended up in the Bronx, and then we had to go to Times Square. We watched the billboard go off at around 20 after midnight. And then we talked, and I knew a little bit about his girlfriend and his mother, and we went separate ways. He's from Oregon, and he's a photographer. He had 5 different cameras with him, and he took all these different pictures. And it was another one of those synchronized moments that stay out of the way and God takes care of everything, where I was safe. I got back to my hotel, and just before I crossed the street to my hotel, something in me said, stop. I stopped, I turned around, and he was walking back towards me after we said goodbye. He said, I have to ask you a question. Long story short, I did a little bit of healing on him. I touched something on his heart, did my little practice. I got an email from him. He felt better within 20 minutes. That the pain he'd been carrying for 3 years, I released it right there in Times Square for somebody. So the power of the gift of love and spirituality goes everywhere if you're open to it, and you just watch how people, places, and things fall into place. Just like you're trying to figure out, who is this woman? Where am I going to meet her? What does she look like? Don't try to figure it out. Just know.
Just
that
live.
It will happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
When you think about it, when you think about it, Linda, it all boils down to the spirit. Everything.
It's all spirit.
It's
just
all
like
spirit.
seeing the picture of my mom laying next to my dad 2 months before he died. 2 months before he died. It's all spirit. We're just living a spiritual existence in a body going through time. Does time really exist? We've talked about that. Is there really time, or are we in a different matrix? And, okay, if this was 1970 and now it's 2025 and it's 55 years later, all the time I've gone through life, I'm now 71 versus 14, but it's still me. Did I really live that? Do you remember everything you felt when you were 13, 14 years old? No, you got to think it through. Like, well, what was it?
As well. And he goes, oh, the people are going to love you. He shakes his bone. He does the bone reading or whatever. And he shakes the bone. He goes, oh, you're going to be safe. It's fine.
Does he see marriage also?
He called the kids before the marriage. Yeah. He called that back in 2022. He said, oh yeah, you'll have a little girl in 2029, then another baby in 2031, then another in 2033. I was just like, dude, calm down. I don't want to.
Yeah, but if you remember in 2020 when you first came to me, I said, oh, you have a marriage, but you're about 10 years away. And you're like, what? Because you only were like 28, 29 when you came to me.
27.
Well, thank you for having me on your show again, Storm. Anybody who wants to experience my work, Wicks of Wisdom, psychic readings, channeling, where I communicate with people from the other side, which I don't like to do as much anymore, but healing. I love healing people. I'm available at lindaselvin.com.
It's Storm Show. Ay, it's Storm Show.